Hello again, and welcome to the Comics Online podcast, Season 15, Episode 16. I'm your host, Kevin Gaussoin, and with me, once again, is our co-host, Troy David Phillips, store manager here at Flashback Comics and Games here in Woodbridge, Virginia. Troy?
How are you? Although, actually, Kevin, I kind of wish you would give me the Charles Robinson introduction.
What's that one?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Flashback Comics in Woodbridge, Virginia, where tonight we are presenting Season 16,
Season 15.
Season 15.
Episode 16.
Episode 16.
Yeah.
Season 15, Episode 16 of the ComicsOnline.com podcast. Everything geek pop culture, ComicsOnline.com. With me tonight, hailing from St. Louis, Missouri.
No! San Diego, damn it. I was just in...
San Diego is not in Missouri.
Yeah, no kidding. I was only there for a certain... I was penalized. I was there. Hey, houses are cheap there. That's one good thing. And they have good steak and barbecue. Those are things that they have that are good. Mm-hmm. And it's inexpensive. Did I go for inexpensive housing?
What I need you to do is to stand on the milk crate so I can bill your height at 6 foot 6 inches. His weight comes in at 325 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin the Terminator Gaussoin.
I don't know why we're doing that. That's really weird. But
it's a lot of fun.
Okay.
And I admire the work of Charles Robinson.
Or wrestling. Wrestling? We could do old school wrestling. I don't know how to do a pose.
We could actually do this podcast in our sumo suits.
That would be weird. Just as long as it's just not like a wrestling singlet, because that'd be like uncomfortable.
The singlet
for everyone.
would be better than the trunks.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
So, Kevin.
Yeah.
Not only did we just have that incredibly awesome introduction that I just did.
That was long. Sorry. But yes.
Yeah, you know what else is long? That weird hair that sticks up on your forehead.
I know, it's awesome, isn't it?
That is a pompadour.
And this beard is getting long. I think probably by next week I'm gonna get that under control.
Do you like Star Wars?
I do like Star Wars. Oh, and this is what I was trying to tell you right before everything was. Sorry, I interrupted. It's Star Wars Day.
Yeah. Check this out. You know how we do a pick 5 and +1?
Yeah.
Kaboomy!
There's your +1. +1 right up front.
Star Wars.
And so what size is this? This isn't a 12-inch, and this isn't the standard, what is it, 4 3/4
no, this
or
is
whatever
the Black Series, which is 6 3/4, I believe.
All right.
So here we have Boba Fett. I'm going to hold him up one more time. I didn't get the all clear from my video producer.
Yeah.
And we're getting centered up there. Center and stop. Pull back and stop. And...
So yeah, Boba Fett. It's a Boba Fett. Those of you listening to the audio version of this are like, get with it, people. Come on. So yeah, Star Wars. To cut to the headline here, not to bury the lead. Star Wars #1, Marvel's Star Wars #1, the new one, the 2015 edition. It's on shelves starting tomorrow. And we're recording this Tuesday, January 13th, 2015. And so tomorrow on January 14th.
Yeah, lucky 14, but tonight, stay in. Tuesday the 13th. It's very bad luck.
Okay. But yeah, Star Wars.
Yeah, and don't let black coyotes cross your paths.
I don't even know where we're going with it.
So, Star Wars. Marvel Star Wars.
Yeah.
How well do you remember the original run of Marvel Star Wars?
I collected the Star Wars through, I want to say, probably about 20 issues straight, and this is as a kid, I was, fairly young kid at this point. Mm-hmm. And then I got the adaptations of the two successive movies, but I didn't buy Gosh, that must have gone into about 50 issues, right? The first run?
Star Wars?
Yeah.
That went on well past 100.
Did it really?
Yeah, it did. It went on a long time.
Oh, and you can get those Masterworks. Do you have those in stock anymore?
I don't at the moment. I am actually trying to get more of those in.
Yeah, those would be good. I would like to go and read some of that.
Star Wars trivia for you. It is actually in an issue of the Uncanny X-Men. If I remember correctly, it's Uncanny X-Men 174.
Okay.
Kitty Pryde is about to go show the latest issue of the Star Wars comic to her boyfriend at the time, Peter Nicholas Rasputin. She actually mentions a line from the subplot of the comic at that time.
Really?
So, yes, go back and reread your X-Men 174.
174.
That is immediately after Mariko Yashida called off the wedding to Wolverine.
What is the cover? What's on the cover? And then I'll tell you.
It's kind of a yellow-orangey cover with Jason Wingard, Mastermind, holding an illusion of Madeline Pryor and Cyclops, as if they are central to a wicked, evil, reprehensible plot that he is about to perpetrate.
Okay.
Say that fast.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't remember that at all. I'm sure I have it.
Yeah. And 4 annuals.
And then 175 is when the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants comes back?
No. 175 is the double-sized... To answer your first question, 175 is the double-sized issue in which Scott is made to seem that he is Dark Phoenix, and the X-Men attack him in earnest. But this is all, again, part of Mastermind's plot, and this is the culmination of that story.
Yeah.
Scott and Madeline are then married. 176, they go off on their honeymoon and are attacked by a giant octopus. 177 and 178 are where the Brotherhood come back.
Wow.
You've got to get into your back issues here, Kevin. Do what I do. Binge read. Just pull out a short box, fill it up with comics, sit down in your easy chair, put your feet up. The missus can bring you a martini, and you could sip that while binge reading 150 comics.
Can you tell her how to do this? Because I don't know if she even knows how to make a good martini.
I'm positive she knows how to make a good martini.
She could look it up. So, anyhow.
Are you ready for the big release of Star Wars, which has more variant covers than I can shake a stick at?
I'm ready.
But I'm going to hold up and show off the fans here just a few of the variant covers.
Okay.
To begin with.
All right, so Brittany can go and mention that, hey, we've got a lot of covers. You can or mention the number of them or something like that.
Yeah, I stopped counting after 12.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a rare one. That one there.
And hold on a second, Kev.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be fun.
You got the X-wing, Y-wing, and Z-wing. Yeah. All right, the strip show. No extra charge for the strip show.
Woohoo!
Tatooine summer camp. Oh, what I wanted to say earlier was what I would really like is I used to have a like a ringer tee, and this was a like in the 70s they came out. Star Wars had an iron-on book where it had a ton, and I had like a handful of different T-shirts that had these awesome emblems on them that for some reason stayed on forever. I mean, as a kid, who knows? I mean, it could have been just months, but it seemed like it was years.
And since we're here at
Tatooine, yeah.
How about that photo cover?
Blast
from the past. Look at the young Mark Hamill. He certainly was the heartthrob of America, wasn't he?
I don't know. Was he yours?
No. I was really more of a Princess Leia kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
All right, so there's Tatooine. Oh, and then now we have, this is multi-layered. This is Dagobah, swamp fishing and hunting.
Yep. And occasionally collecting vintage action figures.
I want this one. This one is too expensive for me. Don't sell me this.
You want them all.
Don't sell me this one. It's too expensive for me. I want the regular price one.
Well, but I already put all 60 variants in your box.
That'd be weird. Are there really 60 variants? Because that's a lot. That's too many. That's too many. Oh, and here's a J. Scott Campbell. Who doesn't love him? Oh, you're going to go and change again.
Yep.
My goodness. The best of the best. You've got the Imperial Guard action.
And speaking of best of the best, look at the Star Warriors. I love this cover.
Yeah.
Which is whenever I would see T-shirts or notebooks or things, their picture was generally referred to as the Star Warriors.
Really?
It was all of them together.
Weird. Never heard that.
Well, you're not as old as I am, Kevin.
That is true. I keep reminding people of this.
Yes.
All right.
Yoda Man.
Clearly, Troy, Yoda Man.
The force is strong with this one.
And this is a who's the artist on this cover here?
Well, I can't tell because I'm actually looking at a blank white backboard at this moment.
That's not helping us.
No, it's really not.
Are you ready, Mark? Are we ready?
Wait. Don't rush him. Don't rush him. Let the video producer do his work there.
Probably the interior artist. Here,
John
hold this.
Cassaday. Give me my microphone.
Here, hold this.
So, yeah.
And then we have this.
Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, here at Flashback Comics and Games in Woodbridge, Virginia, I am actually selling this Star Wars teepee. Yeah, you heard me right.
It's a tent for your cat. If you like cats.
Or small dog. It will also hold a small dog. Like a miniature schnauzer.
My
or
dog
chihuahua.
is 16 pounds, and he's too big for this. So just keep that in mind.
Actually, a 16-pound dog can do this just barely. But your small dog might actually... You know what? I'm looking at this thing, and I'm going, man, there's a lot of covers on here that I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got that one.
Yep. Well, that's the first one.
Yeah.
Kevin actually has a 9.8 CGC Signature Series 35-cent variant Star Wars #1.
I used to have more than one of them, and I did that stupid thing that people do. I was at the swap meet. Do they have those out here? Do they have those on the East Coast? A swap meet?
They do.
Like a flea market.
I don't attend them myself.
Sometimes I use words like that, and people look at me like I'm crazy. But yeah, that's what we would call a flea market on the West Coast. Anyway, swap meet, and we're selling just junk from our house, and I sold like the first 3. I had doubles. Mm-hmm. And I sold the first 3, and they were different. Variants. I don't know if they were like second printings or what the deal was.
There were second printings. There was a 30-cent and 35-cent variant. The 35-cent variant was scarcer and not as distributed well. That's why it's the more expensive one when you look them up in the price guide. A lot of people actually missed out when the #1 issue came to the stands back in 1977. So they picked up the poly bags. There were a 3-bagger, 1, 2, and 3. Those were, in fact, second printings in those bags. But
I definitely had those. And, in fact, I think I had multiple copies because you would buy those 3-packs in Toys R Us back in the day. And you wouldn't know what the middle one was. And so, and they were very well mixed. You didn't know what you were going to get. So it's not like you were going to get 3 consecutive issues of something. So, I ended up with extra, and that makes sense that they would be second printing.
Yeah. That's that whole triple bag thing. That was kind of cool back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want to bring it back, but what the hey, it was kind of cool back when it was a thing.
Yeah.
So now that we've heralded Star Wars, you know what? It's a little chilly. I'm going to put one of these shirts back on.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
You're weird.
I'm wearing 3 shirts, and it doesn't matter. Got a sweater on, those of you who are listening rather than watching. You got to be the bad guy. You got to be the bad guy, really? Hero, all the time. Anyhow, so we're doing our top 5. By the way, folks, this is our top 5 picks, and obviously the Star Wars stuff is a little extra.
Yes, it was. There, you happy?
I'm much happier.
Can you even fly one of these things?
I'd like to think I could. I mean, I can in the video game when you sit down in the arcade or the stand-up one.
Yeah, because
I do all right, or at least I used to. It's been ages.
Navigating through hyperspace ain't like dusting crops, boy.
No, but I could hit the womp rat from a certain distance that sounds weird.
Yeah, well, while you were doing that, were there 100 other of these womp rats armed with laser pulse rifles firing back at you?
No. We there was a treaty with the Womp Rats. They had to disarm entirely. So,
incidentally, I believe a Womp Rat will fit in the teepee.
Yeah, good to know.
So, top fives.
Top five.
Top five. I guess you're going first?
Yeah, I'm going to go first, darn it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., or just as it's called on the comics, S.H.I.E.L.D. Issue 2. I have still not read issue 1 because I've been traveling the world, or the country anyway, and been too busy. I am going to read 2 in a row, so I have that going for me.
For those of you who have not had the opportunity, like Kevin here, to read S.H.I.E.L.D. number 1, S.H.I.E.L.D. number 1 introduces you to a 9-year-old Phil Coulson, and then takes you to an 18-year-old Phil Coulson, and then takes you to S.H.I.E.L.D. trainee Phil Coulson, field agent Phil Coulson, and so on. It's a very nice introduct to the character and his role in the agency, and more importantly, his role within the agency to the rest of the Marvel Universe. The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. have been an institution in Marvel for a very, very long time, but a great number of those characters are older characters.
Is the first one also Mark Waid and Humberto Ramos? Ramos?
Actually, I don't believe it was Ramos on the first issue. I didn't
think it was, but this is a kind of an extra selling point for me because I love his art.
Here, hold on. Well, you keep talking.
Yeah, you're going to go grab that other one? Cool.
No, I'm going to grab the other one.
All right, why don't you go grab the other one?
I think I'll do that.
All right, so, yeah. This one looks good. I'm liking it. And Troy's coming back with issue 1 to confirm that. What?
Well,
who's it?
Hold on.
You got to keep talking because we've got audio listeners.
You can keep talking.
All right.
And
what's it say on the cover?
Coulson. And
more Coulson.
Yes. Mark Waid writer, Carlos Pacheco. Sorry.
And a couple of inkers that I am unfamiliar with. Well,
Jason Paz?
Yeah, don't
Mariano Taibo?
Don't recall.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Anyhow,
S.H.I.E.L.D. number 2. S.H.I.E.L.D. number 1 was a great read. I'm looking forward to number 2. I'm a little more current than Kevin here, but don't mistake that for me being all caught up, because I am not. I'm doing some big binge reads as we speak. I go home and read comics and read some more comics and read some more comics. Then I got to stop and make bags and boards and alphabetize and file and put some comics away. And when I'm done with that,
you're making me tired just listening to you.
Hey.
So, all right. So you've got your big Star Wars thing, and that's separate. You've still got 5 more, right?
Yes, I do.
Let's give me your next one.
Last week I was all about Marvel.
And
all about Marvel.
Oh, there's a lot of DC this week, folks.
This week,
we're sorry.
I am jazzed about DC's variant cover theme this month. It's Flash Through the Ages. I don't know if you remember, last year they did Batman Through the Ages, and prior to that, they did Superman Through the Ages. A lot of those covers were actually limited variants.
So is Flash Through the Ages? Is that when like you take off all 3 of your current shirts and then...
No.
That's not it?
You pay extra for that.
Right.
So, first on my hit parade is Superman Wonder Woman number 15.
Okay.
I love this book for a variety of reasons, not least of which is the Peter J. Tomasi writing. But this particular issue has the Flash cover.
Ooh,
Yeah, see, we get some Flash Through the Ages there.
Flash is flashing on all of these covers.
So I know you're not really sold on the whole DC New 52 stuff, Kevin.
I'm not, but I love that. I'm really loving at least one of these covers, so there you go.
Well, let me just suggest to you that you might actually like what's going on in the Superman Wonder Woman series that has been going on now for 15 issues, so a little over a year, not quite a year and a half. It has, in fact, wiped away the old Superman-Lois Lane marriage. I'm sure you knew that. Superman and Wonder Woman are now a dating power couple.
Makes sense.
And it's really cool how Wonder Woman interacts with Superman and participates in his adventures. she's not a damsel that needs to be saved. Truthfully, she's spent more time saving Superman, or at least being extraordinarily instrumental in helping him get through things.
Is it a relationship where Superman is trying to Boy Scout her Amazon warrior down, to temper her wrath?
Well, there's a little bit of tempering, but a lot more of it is based on the fact that Wonder Woman is Wonder Woman all the time, while Superman has a dual identity.
Yeah.
He finds it valuable to walk among humans as one of them,
right,
even though he's really not. He's from a distant planet, but hey, his heart's in the right place. He's got small-town values. Smallville, Kansas. You don't get more middle American than that. And he brings that value to Diana. Diana, on the other hand, explains to Clark the value of not having to hide who he is really, and to just be himself and to relax and be himself. And so she brings that value to him. They each contribute something in this relationship. But when fighting General Zod and Feora, well, Wonder Woman can jump right in there and I know you're a Kryptonian with military training, General Zod, and it doesn't matter because I'm daughter of the gods and I've been trained by warriors myself, so we're going to throw down. It's cool, Kevin. It's cool.
Peter
J. Tomasi writes it. I defy you to find me one thing wrong with the writing of Peter J. Tomasi.
I expect that would be a good title. However, you know what I did notice? I didn't pick any DC this week, I don't think. But you know what I did notice that also came out was a new Constantine. Did that have a Flash cover as well?
I didn't look to see, actually.
Couldn't get at all the comics next door. It was a
madhouse. It's a madhouse.
What's that guy's name?
Jeff.
It's
a madhouse.
Make things accessible. We got picking to do.
So what's number 2 on your hit parade there, Kev?
My number 2. Now, keep in mind that I am not loving the new personality of Captain America, of Sam Wilson as Cap, but I've loved the Falcon forever, and so I'm just kind of reading these and expecting that once all of this stuff gets cleared up, I'm going to love it all the more.
Are you upset with the inversion? Is that what's rankling on you here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, let's get it over with. Okay, 3 issues now, done. This is not the way I want to start a new Captain America series. And I mean, obviously I'm not writing it. If I want it differently, maybe I should start, writing spec scripts for Marvel, which, hey, I haven't done that.
Yeah. And you know what? You are not a better comic book writer than Rick Remender.
I'm probably not.
So I'm just
gonna go out on a limb here and say I'm definitely not, because I don't have the experience.
I'm gonna let Rick Remender do what he's been doing since Captain America was trapped in Dimension Z and then escaped from Dimension Z and then came back and fought against Nuke and Return of Arnim Zola and Jet
that's when
Black
I stopped collecting Captain America. Sorry, Rick.
Okay.
It was boring. Maybe it wasn't
and you know what?
It wasn't the J.R. Jr. art. Let me put it to you that way, Rick. So maybe I am a better writer.
This guy.
Maybe I am.
This guy. Oh, he's gonna punch you in the nose now.
He will just laugh.
Duh.
I don't know Rick Remender. Maybe he will punch me in the nose. I've never met him. But anyway, I'm very much looking forward to this. I mean, it's got Stuart Immonen doing the pencils here, and I'm looking forward to it getting on track, what I would consider getting on track.
You know what, Kev?
Yeah.
I am only 13 issues away from having a complete run of Captain America from number 100 to the present day. 13 comics.
Braggart. No, I mean, good for you, but yeah, that's not. I do not have the collection that is that amazing.
Well, but you could.
I could.
You could. Are you ready for my number 2 pick?
As ready as I'm ever going to be.
Okay.
With Justice League Canada.
Justice League United issue number 8.
Pretty sure it's Canada. Look at the little leaf.
There's a Canada leaf on there, but the title, as you could plainly see, is Justice League United. And this particular one shows the Flash and veteran DC science fiction hero Adam Strange. So
that's what I was trying to think of last week or recently when there was a Adam Strange looking character on the cover.
Yeah. Adam Strange in the pages of Justice League United has been somewhat reimagined, but this, again, takes us back to an earlier time period of The Flash. So the cover is retro. You're going to see a different looking Adam Strange on the interior, but that's not really what's important here.
Did you show some interior?
Yeah, do that. Show that beautiful double pager.
Look at that double page spread there. Come on.
The Justice League United is currently the title that is the vehicle for the return of the Legion of Superheroes. We had the Legion of Superheroes in DC's New 52. They were split into two books, The Legion Lost and Legion of Superheroes. The Legion of Superheroes taking place in the 30th century. The Legionnaires lost here in the 21st century.
Yeah.
So I am just a quiver for the return of the Legion of Superheroes. I love that team. I absolutely love that title, love the characters, love the concept. I want them back. I want them back in a huge way.
All right. Can't
of course,
argue with that.
You knew that comic legend Jim Shooter, Big Jim Shooter, former editor-in-chief at Marvel, founder of Valiant, he got his start in comics professionally.
What's Jim Shooter doing these days?
Not sure.
Yeah.
I haven't seen very much of him.
No.
But he got his start when he was 14 years old, writing the Legion of Superheroes for DC Comics.
Did not know that. That's a little young to be writing.
It's very young.
Wow.
Yeah. So
what have I been doing? Not what Rick Remender has been doing. Obviously, I'm slacking. I'm going to have to catch up.
Yeah, well, you could do what Rick Remender's doing, but then you'd have to take a big pay cut.
Yeah, probably.
Number 3 on your hit parade. What's number 3 with a bullet?
Number 3. Well, you can imagine, being as though this is a Walking Dead week. Walking Dead, number 136. Walking Dead has been amazing. As you know, it is always my ongoing pick of the year, and this 2014 was no difference. Of course, my new ongoing was Copperhead, but my ongoing, shall we say, has been The Walking Dead, and we've got the Whispering folks on the cover here of 136. Looks like they're approaching the Citadel, and Jesus kissing a dude. You don't get that in every other comic. Jesus kissing a dude.
I just had to see if I could throw your train of thought.
No, he's been gay, and he had some sort of relationship in here, but it wasn't really. I mean, what are you gonna dwell on?
So 136 issues of The Walking Dead.
And I have not every one, actually. I started with issue like 20, I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to tear open your cookie jar there and buy yourself first print number 1.
Yeah, that'll happen. Probably not.
I think it can.
It could.
I think it can.
I probably won't.
Are you ready for my next pick?
I am. This is the one that I'm looking forward to. This is
Green Lantern Corps 38.
Green Lantern Corps 38. With a cover by that one guy who wears blue long sleeve shirts to every appearance.
He's a true gentleman.
Have you ever not seen him wearing his trademark blue shirt?
It seems like I've seen him in red and white.
Really?
But he is immaculately dressed.
He's a sharp dude.
He is. He
charges
really
for
is.
autographs, but he's popular, so,
Well, but you know what? He charges for his autographs, and then that money goes to charitable works.
Yeah.
He might be trying to get the artwork of a concentration camp artist returned to her family. He might be doing some work.
Wait a minute.
What?
I just read something on this cover. Did you read the front cover? With respect and admiration to Neil Adams, this isn't really Neil Adams. This is an homage.
Well,
that's kind of cool. We're all talking like it's Neil Adams, and apparently somebody can ape him really well.
Bill Sienkiewicz after Neil Adams.
Very nice, Bill. Well, if anybody can go and grab somebody else's style, it'll be that master.
It's common. I don't want to say urban legend because it's true, but common conversation amongst comic fans is that Bill Sienkiewicz was compared to his eternal chagrin, to Neil Adams, and it was after many comparisons that his art style changed radically. I don't know if that's the real reason why he added such great deviation in his style, and he certainly began an experimental period and really bringing forth a lot of just a kind of an electrified vibrancy. It wasn't for everyone. I didn't like it on everything, but I found that I liked it on a lot of things.
Yeah, well, I really loved it in Electra Assassin. The multimedia, I mean, he was really kind of breaking boundaries. He was raising the bar for artists with that. But a little bit earlier than that, in New Mutants, when he started with all the crazy, Sam's hair is this big, and now it's this big, in the next panel. And, he was... getting crazy with it,
the Demon Bear story was not my favorite story among the New Mutants, and it was a great deviation from what I had been reading in the book up to that point in time.
Yeah.
Bill Sienkiewicz came on and took over at issue 18.
And was it all Bob Layton before then?
Bob McLeod.
Bob McLeod. Why was I thinking Bob Layton? Did he do covers? Am I just making things up?
Well, he might have...
Bob. Good old Bob. He was doing the arts.
Bob Layton was doing Iron Man round about that time. And Hercules, the Hercules Limited series.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
Bob McLeod. Yeah, and I saw him at the recent convention, and he has a book out. Oh, he's got a hardcover at his booth. Go check out his booth. Come on. Do it. You'll like it.
Of course. So... Green Lantern Corps.
Green Lantern Corps.
Mm-hmm. What's next on your hit parade?
No, it's not that one. Hey, have you guys played the game based on Fables? Have you played the game The Wolf Among Us?
No, I have not.
Well, this is a...
what platform is that for?
Practically everything. You can get it... I believe it's on all of the... all right, Mark. It's Telltale Games did a Walking Dead one where you could play it on iOS. You could play it on your iPad. You could play it on PC. You could play it on your console. Didn't matter. Well, this Fables one, and in fact, you can check out our reviews of the different chapters of The Wolf Among Us on Comics Online. Our own Mike Favela did that. And it's a really good story and very true to the comic books. And so this is an adaptation of the storyline that runs through the game.
Well, I will definitely have to check that out. I've been a fan of Bill Willingham's Fables. I am very, very behind in the second book, the tie-in book, Fairest. I've been getting them, but I've not been reading them.
I didn't realize that became an ongoing.
Yes.
Oh, all right. I'm behind too.
Yeah. So we need to get caught up together. Do you have the Fables Encyclopedia?
Do I need it?
Well, I don't know if you need it, but if you don't have it, it's actually quite entertaining. The same way that I find the official handbook of the Marvel Universe entertaining.
Oh, is it that sort of thing? Like a handbook of all the characters?
It's apocrypha, I guess might be a way to describe it. But yeah, it's actually really cool. It definitely should go on the shelf with your other Fables
It's like a
books.
hardcover, like a nice shelf book?
Yes,
I might have to get that.
It's beautiful.
Very nice.
It's beautiful.
And and you can sell people that here at Flashback Comics and Games in Woodbridge, Virginia?
Yes, I actually can. There has in fact been no stricture against me selling it to people here in the store, so I can do that.
Well, I just want to know if you've got them.
Are you ready for my number 4?
Yes.
Okay. Gail Simone is no longer the author on this book, but
I'm out of here.
Shame on you.
Come on.
BatGirl number 38. I'm going to need 2 hands for this.
All right.
Okay. Once again, it's the Flash Through the Ages cover that's really getting me on this. But the Batgirl series, Batgirl has moved out of her usual haunts. She has had a change in creative team, new writer, new artist. Her costume look is different. I'm trying to find something that's really good here that won't ruin. I don't want to ruin the ride for anybody. Oh, there's some action. We'll focus in on that a little bit there.
And who? This looks like it's a takeoff on somebody as well. Who's that supposed to be?
I will go to the credits page here in just a hot second, but before I get that far, let's see. Nope.
Like a Brian Boland, maybe?
It does have some Brian Boland trappings, definitely. And so let me go to the credits page there while you babble inanely.
All right, this is me babbling. Yeah, you know what? I really I talk a lot of smack, obviously, about New 52. I never did get into the new Batgirl, even with the Gail Simone stuff. So that will be something. That will be one of the early ones that I. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Now this is Carmen Infantino and Murphy Anderson.
All right.
Carmine Infantino and Murphy Anderson on the Flash variant cover. Carmine Infantino, of course, was the artist that gave us the Flash in Showcase number 4 in 1956.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Still around.
Yeah. That was...
How old is that guy?
I don't know, actually, 100%.
All right.
I have his birthday on my calendar, but not the year that he was born in.
Do you really?
Yes, I do. I also have Jack Kirby and Wally Wood and Carl Burgos and Steve Ditko and Stan Lee.
But this guy is actually still alive. Well, Stan Lee's still alive.
Yeah,
Is Steve Ditko still alive?
Yes.
We don't know. We haven't heard from him. He could be dead. We just wouldn't know.
He won't return my calls.
Mine either. He should come on the show.
Yeah, really?
Steve, come on the show. It'll be fun.
Yeah, really. Would love to talk to veteran artist Steve Ditko and, remind him how awesome that he is.
That's probably why it doesn't come on. So I've got something. You know how I've been, I've been like, grr, New 52, and grr, I really hate Cullen Bunn. I don't really say that, but that's the leading up to this.
No, you do not.
Cullen Bunn, he's such
Cullen Bunn fanboy.
He's such a big jerk, that guy with his baldness and sexy accent.
Now you're getting creepy.
Let's call him. We should call him one time, just on the phone. It'd be weird.
Stop making me laugh. I'm shaking the comic.
But so Colin Bond did a New 52 version of Lobo, and this is Simon Bisley doing an entirely other book, and Simon Bisley is known for Lobo, and that's where I was going with this. Okay. But 13 coins. Supposedly this was supposed to come out in like October. If you notice on the cover, it says New York Comic Con exclusive. Yeah, guess what? It didn't come out then.
No, but man, this thing is awesome. Have you looked at this thing, really?
Yeah, I'd love some Simon Bisley art. I'm
going to stare at this thing until my eyeballs bleed.
Well, he's an amazing artist, obviously.
Yeah,
he puts a lot of time into all of this.
This is different from other Bisley stuff that I've seen that I have liked. I mean, there's definitely something new in his style, some new influence. Yeah. I see the action that he's noted for, but man, there's a new depth in this. I don't know. I can't find the right word. I don't want to sound insulting or condescending or anything derogatory. This is just, it's good, like I'm used to Simon Bisley, and it's different from what I'm accustomed to with Simon Bisley. So yeah, 13 coins. I'm excited about this.
Well, you look at this old stuff here with the angels and stuff, and you're like, oh, this is clearly Simon Bisley. But then you get up into some angels fighting in some fantasy war, right? But then you look at these
street basketball.
Yeah, but then you look at these modern, present day type stuff, and this kind of it you can still see him in it, but it's like somebody else is doing Bisley. Like look at this. Doesn't that look like what's his name? Cry for Dawn dude. Lensner?
Joe Lensner, yes. Michael Joe Lensner.
Yeah, and or Joseph Michael. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And then there was another thing where somebody was, just the curve made me think of, what's the guy who did Den?
Richard Corbin.
Richard Corbin kind of reminded me of Richard Corbin. And it's like, we need more Bisley in our life. Sorry, New 52, you got this new version of Lobo. You got Teen Bo. Sorry, Colin.
Here you go again.
It is what it is.
You and your foul mouth.
It is what it is. Stuff.
Nice potty mouth, sugar
Brittany
lips.
Can copy it, and she don't have to copy. Just cut it. Just cut it. It's fine.
Are you ready? Are you ready for my top 5? For my number 5?
Ready. So ready.
Okay.
I bet you it's a DC New 52 with the Flash on the cover. Am I right?
As a matter of fact, kapow, kapow, the latest issue of Grayson. This cover is beautiful and simple, and there's a thing here. Okay, where newer
Tim Seeley.
newer fans may not know this quite as well, but Wally West, formerly Kid Flash, formerly The Flash, currently Barry's half African American nephew, or not even nephew. They're not directly related yet. In any event, Wally West was in the Teen Titans with Dick Grayson when he was Robin. They both gave up their costumed identities at the same time. Dick Grayson would come back as Nightwing, but Wally would not return to a costumed identity until after the events of Crisis on Infinite Earths, when he would come back as the Flash. They represented two of the Kid's sidekicks who outgrew their young incarnations and grew into new identities. That's why the cover for me is so cool. It shows the Flash and Dick Grayson, and I always think of those two as being very solid friends.
Before the New 52 happened.
The New 52, yeah.
I've been I was a big fan. I was reading Nightwing for probably 100 issues. So yeah, I've really enjoyed it. But there's an orca. There's a killer whale with robotic spider legs. How are you not going to? I mean, that's better than a Sharknado.
Marginally. There are very few things that are better than Sharknado.
You can have a Grayson #6 here at Flashback Comics for only $2.99. Troy will hook you up.
Yeah, and of course our subscribers get their regular discount of 25% off on the cover price.
What?
Yeah, that's what's up.
And so if I was a new person just walking in here, I could just walk up and say, "Hey, Troy, I want to start. I'm new to your store. I want to sign up for some subscription, and I'm going to pull I don't know, 3 dozen comics off the wall as well. And do I get that 25% off of those as well?
If you sign up that day, I will begin giving you the discount right away. You get your discount on the new books. You also get the 25% discount on your supplies. Bags, boards, boxes, dividers, mylars, top loaders, the things you need to protect your comics, the things you need to organize your collection, and for things that you might have missed. Let's just say that you're coming into Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's Batman now, and you missed out from 3 years ago. Well, you might want to actually pick up the trade paperbacks. Night of the Owls.
That nice hardcover of the Court of Owls.
Yeah, Court of the Owls,
nice
Death of the Family.
I got
that. They're now catching up to Zero Year. They've done Volume 4, which was Secret City. I believe number 5 is coming out soon on that, if it isn't out already. In any event, you get 25% off on trades and hardcovers as well.
And I would buy Batman, so there you go.
Yeah. Well, honestly, it's one of DC's best books. The combination, the creative team of Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo is just formidable. There's no other way to describe it. There are some other very good teams put together on DC titles, but these two, I mean, they've elevated the bar. I'm ready for them to take on a whole bunch of other projects together.
Particularly good.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, that's a thing. And that's your 5 and my 5 and a +1 and another +1.
We were going to make this a shorter week, and yet we made this longer. We've got to be like 45 minutes here.
Yeah. I was ready to quit earlier, but Kevin's got a gun pressed into the small of my back. He has another arm.
That'd be weird. I would like to have another arm. Let's work on that for next week. Next week, 3 arms.
3 arms. One of them will probably be robotic.
One on the back for dancing. That's a boob joke?
Okay, now I got to stop you.
All right. Listen to us. Just continue listening. If you're listening, continue listening. If you're viewing part 2, just scroll down. You'll find a link in part 2. We're going to go and get some food, and then we're going to record part 2. And then as far as just the comic stuff, we will see you next week.
Yes, indeed.
Troy?
Kevin.
Where can they find us?
Why, they could find us right here in Woodbridge, Virginia at Flashback Comics.
Where can they find us online?
Well, you could find us online at Facebook, where you can like us, and YouTube, where you can subscribe to us, and Twitter, where you can follow us. But you can also go to ComicsOnline.com.
Yeah, everything
geek pop culture.
All right.
Do you like how I don't tease you anymore about not liking the word "and"?
That was weird. We're done with that.
Not really.
Thanks, Marc. You're the awesomest.
From leaping tall buildings to going off like gamma bombs. Switch your internet browser to ComicsOnline.com.